Podcast meets action.
We're here to spark your growth, lift your spirit, and help you crush your potential.
Rise awakening, hear the call. Through the static, we break the wall. Your station, your voice, where dreams awaken in life. Rise awakening, now is the time.
Rise Awakenings. Let's rise together.
Cards laid bare, shadows collide. Hidden truths in the tide. A spark in the dark, it glows. Illuminate, illuminate. Through the fog, the stars awake. Illuminate, illuminate. The path you seek, the steps you take. Thunder rolls, whispers rise. The deck unfolds, no disguise. Light cracks the veil, it shows. What's unseen now inside? What's unseen now inside? What's unknown now ignite. Illuminate, illuminate. Through the fog, the stars awake. Illuminate, illuminate. The path you seek, the steps you take.
Good morning and happy Friday, everybody. Thank you, Essie, in chat. She says the intro is fire. That is all thanks to our wonderful Mr. Micah Brindlewolf. He has created the most amazing videos for all the shows, and we appreciate him so much. Hello, welcome. I am Lunaria, also really known as Carrie, but you can call me either one. I don't mind. I apologize. I haven't been here for a couple weeks. I needed some time to do some mental health myself, and sometimes we have to do that. So I'm back. I'm feeling pretty damn good today. The reading today, just so you don't know, if you're new, if you're listening now, if you're in the live chat, or if you're listening later or to the podcast or whatever, if you don't know, what we do here on Illuminate is we do a collective reading that goes in a little more in depth with trauma responses and card descriptions. We're not doing too many card descriptions today. We've gone over them a lot, and a lot of the cards today are repeats. Sorry. No, but it's getting better. And after we do the collective, we have one card that we choose that we go into detail about. That is our homework for the week. That is it generally turns out that it's something that we need, and you guys are going to recognize this card that we're going to study this week from yesterday's shows and the day before, and whenever this whole week, of course, as usual. So, and after that, I have soul meditations or soul truth cards for anyone who would like one personally, and we have one for the show. I usually do a talk. I'm not going to do much of one today. I think the reading might take a little bit longer than usual, but I'm going to pose the opportunity for anyone who's in the live chat to ask any question that they would like answered. If it's something that I maybe need to use the cards for, let me know. If you just want to ask a general question about, hey, I'm worried about this, or I need to know about this, or what can I do about that, put it in the chat. Even if it's a personal question, you know me, I'm an open book. So, all right, let's get started. Oh, by the way, my mouse broke. So, I've read over my reading and rewritten it about 6 times, and I'm still going to have to read, and I'm going to have to scroll by doing this crap again, and it's really annoying, but it is what it is. So to start the day today, in our present situation, somebody we all know quite well right now, the Hermit. The core meaning of the Hermit is introspection, solitude, inner wisdom, and spiritual searching. In this position, you are, you know what, I should put my glasses on so I could read better, since I'm going to have to read most of this. All right. Say that again. In this position, you are in a phase of deep self-questioning and recalibration. You're no longer distracted by noise. You're listening inward. In career, you may be rethinking your path, purpose, or role. This can indicate studying, rebranding yourself, or quietly preparing for a shift. In love, this can represent emotional distance, not necessarily coldness, but intentional self-protection. You're no longer willing to lose yourself to a connection. No more giving everything to those who take and never give back. In general, this is a desire for peace, quiet, and emotional boundaries. You may be redirecting what home even means to you. Caution yourself against isolation. Sorry, I lost my spot. Caution yourself against isolation, emotional withdrawal, or fear of vulnerability. Be sure to trust your inner voice, but don't confuse solitude with self-abandonment. When viewing the Hermit through a trauma lens, it's not just spiritual, it's protective. You learned that being alone felt safer than being misunderstood, abandoned, or emotionally overwhelmed. And shadow patterns can appear when wearing emotional self-sufficiency as armor, withholding vulnerability, and telling yourself, if I don't need anyone, I can't be hurt. And the nervous system can then freeze and go into withdrawal. Once healing is complete, you realize that solitude once saved you, but now connection is part of your evolution. Practice selective vulnerability, not isolation. All right. Somebody else we know. In the challenge crossing energy, we have the Tower. Core meaning is sudden change, collapse of illusions, and unavoidable truths. In this position, your introspection is happening because something had to fall apart. The universe will step in and end things for you when the situation becomes harmful and you're unable or unwilling to realize it yourself. The challenge is accepting that this destruction was necessary. In career, this can appear as a job loss, toxic environment, or shocking realization about your career path. The structures that weren't aligned are now crumbling. In love, it can be a relationship rupture, betrayal, or emotional truth that shattered your illusions. In general, physical or emotional instability, moves, conflicts, or revelations. Shadow aspects of the Tower can be revisiting that change and clinging to what's already broken. Don't try to rebuild the old tower. It's time to design a new architecture for your life. Through a trauma lens, this is not just one event, it's cumulative shock. This card suggests sudden betrayal, emotional collapse, loss of safety, stability, or identity, or a moment when your worldview just shattered. Unhealed, this can leave you expecting disaster, difficulty in trusting stability, hypervigilance in relationships or work, and can cause your nervous system to respond by being stuck in fight or flight mode. Good Lord, I just lost my notes. Okay. Remember, yes, everything can fall apart at every moment, but your healing isn't about preventing collapse. It's about learning that you can survive it. All right. Up next. Who's this itchy? Is that a sign of something? Come on, guys. All right. In your subconscious root energy. Somebody else we've seen a lot lately. Wait a second. I got these out of order. Page of Swords. This is curiosity, truth-seeking, mental awakening, and new ideas. In this position, at your core, you're hungry for truth. You're done accepting narratives that don't align with reality. In career, this can represent new ideas, learning, writing, communication, or starting something intellectually stimulating. In love, you're questioning the dynamics instead of romanticizing them. In general, this can represent conversations, revelations, or new perspectives shaping your environment. Shadow aspects of this card are overthinking, suspicion, or emotional detachment. Remember to ask questions, but don't interrogate your own heart. As a trauma response, your inner child became hyper-aware. You learned to observe people carefully, read emotional cues, and anticipate danger through intellect, causing you to overthink your feelings, intellectualize pain, and to feel distrustful of emotional safety, creating a cognitive hypervigilance. Realize that your own mind became your shield. Allow your heart to speak without cross-examining it. Your career is draining you physically and emotionally. Well, babe, then it's time to take a look at that. You know that. All right. I don't know why these are all of a sudden out of order, but it's not cool. Okay. All right. So in the past, your foundation, we have the Nine of Cups. This is satisfaction, pleasure, and wishes fulfilled. In this position, your past involved a period of comfort or emotional fulfillment, but it was most likely superficial. In career, you once felt successful or secure, but something was missing beneath the surface. All right, Essie, I hope you're listening. In love, this was a relationship that looked perfect on the surface, but was never emotionally deep enough. In general, this is comfort without authenticity. The shadow aspects of this card can be complacency, emotional indulgence, or illusions of happiness. Don't mistake comfort for alignment. Through your trauma lens, this card suggests a learned belief that happiness must look a certain way. You may have been taught, and we've been talking about this all week long, about what you were taught and how you cling to those old ideas that you were taught. But you don't have, that is not your belief. So you, even though you were taught, be grateful even if hurting. You have everything, so why are you sad? Or that emotional needs are indulgent, this causes you guilt for wanting more. Emotional minimization and performing happiness for others that didn't exactly exist. In other words, you learn to smile through unmet needs. As you heal, you will know that you are allowed to want more than just survival mode. All right. In the section of your conscious goal and your higher mind, another fun friend, the Five of Wands. The core meaning of this is conflict, competition, and differing perspectives. In this position, you're consciously grappling with both inner and outer conflict. You want clarity through confrontation, not avoidance. In career, it can represent competition, creative tension, or workplace clashes pushing your growth. In love, it is emotional friction that forces honesty. In general, differences in values or opinions surfacing. Shadow aspects of this card include drama, ego battles, or unnecessary struggle. Choose battles that expand you, not exhaust you. When this card comes in a trauma response, your psyche is fighting itself. Parts of you want peace, truth, and love. Other parts want control, safety, and distance. You feel an inner chaos, self-sabotage, and conflicting desires in love or work. Remember, your conflict isn't dysfunctional. It's survival strategies arguing with your future self. Instead of choosing sides, try integrating them. All right. Oh, another dear friend. In fact, my least favorite card in the deck came up today, but thankfully she was in reverse this time. We have the Eight of Swords. The core meaning of this, when it's in reverse, is liberation, mental freedom, and breaking self-imposed limits. In this position, you're finally on the edge of breaking out of your self-created psychological prison. In career, it can look like leaving limiting roles, quitting self-doubt, or embracing new opportunities. In love, this is releasing fear-based attachments or toxic cycles. In general, it's emotional or situational freedom, finally. The shadow aspect of this card can be a fear of that freedom itself. Get yourself up and walk out of the cage. You've already unlocked it. When dealing with trauma, this is the moment when you realize that this prison has been psychological all along. You are waking up to the realization that you're not trapped, you're not powerless, and you don't have to repeat this pattern. Don't fear the freedom because it requires risk. Your trauma is finally losing its authority over your identity. Try practicing small acts of a rebellion against your own fear. All right, next up in the place of you and your own self-perception, we have justice. This is truth, balance, and karmic accountability. In this position, you're stepping into radical honesty. You're no longer willing to lie to yourself. In career, decisions are based on ethics and alignment, not survival. In love, you're finally demanding fairness, reciprocity, and emotional truth. In general, you're setting boundaries and redefining roles. Shadow aspects of this card, however, can be rigidity, emotional detachment, or self-judgment. Be fair to yourself, not just others. Through a trauma lens, justice here is the part of you that says, what happened to me mattered. You're no longer gaslighting yourself. Avoid that emotional rigidity, black and white thinking, and self-judgment, because you are now rewriting the narrative of your life with truth instead of survival bias. Balance accountability with compassion. All right. Your internal influences right now. It's the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups meaning is emotional fulfillment, harmony, and soul-aligned connections. In this position of external influence, the universe and people around you are actually being supportive, even if you don't fully see it yet. At work, this can be potential for collaborative, emotional, fulfilling work environments. In love, this is healthy love is available, whether with someone new or through redefining an old connection. In general, this is a future of emotional peace and chosen family. The shadow aspects of this card can be idealizing happiness or fearing it because it feels unfamiliar. When trauma is involved, this card shows what your nervous system both longs for and distrusts. Healthy love may feel unreal, suspicious, boring, or too good to last, and cause attraction to emotional unavailability and fear of secure attachment. However, your system is healing and learning to recognize safety as pleasure, not danger. Let joy feel unfamiliar without rejecting it. Alrighty. In the position of your hopes and fears, this dude, I think he's come out every week for the last month in the readings. Mr. Ace of Wands. The core meaning for this is passion, new beginnings, and creative fire. Let's go, guys. In this position, you crave a fresh start, but still fear the intensity of it. At work, this is a bold new project, career pivot. Did you hear that word? Pivot. What's the card again? This one, Ace of Wands. Mr. Dude, yeah. In love, this is a. Wait a second, where was I? Right, I'm gonna go back. In this position, you crave a fresh start, but still fear the intensity of it. At work, this is a bold new project, career pivot. That's where I was because I said pivot, and I was like, all right, or creative calling. In love, this is a passionate connection that could change everything. In general, a new chapter that feels alive. Release fear of desire, fear of risk, or impulsivity. Don't dim your fire just to feel safe. There's that word again. I know. What's with the pivot lately? As a trauma response, you crave passion, purpose, and aliveness, but fear losing control. This is the part of you that says, I want everything, but what if it destroys me? Causing you to suppress your own desires. Choose predictability over passion or swing back and forth between extremes. Your trauma taught you to fear intensity, even when it's creative, not destructive. Channel that desire consciously instead of suppressing it. last but not least, in the outcome, my favorite one for the day, and for those of you, oh, I should probably cover her because she's kind of naked. I know YouTube doesn't like that. But this is also the Aquarius card, so I'm happy to present the Star. The Star core meaning is healing, hope, spiritual renewal, and destiny. In this position, this is one of the most beautiful outcomes this reading could have. After chaos and isolation comes authentic healing and alignment. In work, this can be a career path that aligns with your soul, not just your survival. In love, this can be love that finally feels gentle, honest, and emotionally safe. In general, a life that feels peaceful and spiritually grounded. Shadow aspects of this card. Think about this. Don't allow yourself to continue doubting miracles because you've been disappointed before. Believe in the future that you are quietly creating yourself. The Star is not naive hope, it's earned hope. This card appears when someone has survived darkness, faced truth, reclaimed their identity, and is ready to rebuild from authenticity. Shadow aspects, let go of that fear of hope because disappointment once hurt too deeply. Remember, you are not returning to who you were before the trauma. You are becoming someone more honest, intuitive, and powerful. Let yourself believe in gentle futures. Know this, you are moving from illusion to truth, destruction to healing, isolation to authentic connection, and from fear to passion. This isn't just a transition, it's an initiation. This reading shows someone who was forced to grow up emotionally too early, learned to survive through intellect and independence, experienced emotional or relational collapse, and is now stepping into a phase of conscious, embodied healing. You're not broken. You're unlearning survival mode. Nothing here is random. This is a rebirth through truth. Yay. I think that I know for a fact that the people in the room are going, yay! All right. Oh, wait till you see the card of the week. Those of you that have been here for the other shows, especially yesterday, and know our homework for the week is, as soon as I get my notes up here, let me get rid of this other one so it's out of the way. Okay. The card of the week, your homework, and this is what we have to work on. All these points this week is the Chariot, the warrior of alignment. I'm not going to hold him this whole time, so you guys know what the Chariot looks like. The Chariot is the archetype of the integrated self. It appears when someone has survived the chaos of the Tower, faced the solitude of the Hermit, broken the mental prisons of the Eight of Swords reverse, reclaimed truth in the Justice, and reignited desire in that Ace of Wands, and now must learn something harder than survival. The task here is to move forward without abandoning ourselves. The Chariot is not about speed, it's about direction with integrity. That right there is the hard part for me. When I decide I'm moving on, I'm moving forward, I'm going, I want it now. This card needs to teach us some patience. All right, so in a Chariot, this is split selves coming back together. In most decks, a Chariot is pulled by two sphinxes or horses. One's often black and the other one often white. Symbolically, this is representing survival. The one represents survival instincts and the other represents your authentic desire. Trauma often forces these parts apart. You learn to choose safety over truth, logic over emotion, and control over vulnerability. The Chariot appears when your psyche says, we are done living in fragments. Now, shadow patterns of this card that need to be watched out for are feeling torn between who you are and who you had to become. Self-contradiction and emotional whiplash. Remember that you don't need to kill one part of yourself to empower another. You need to drive the two in the same direction. When it comes to your nervous system, the Chariot is the shift from fight or flight into regulated agency, freezing into intentional movement, and fawning into self-directed power. This card appears when the nervous system is learning that you can move forward without danger. But here's the shadow. Movement can feel threatening when stillness often felt safer. In a trauma pattern, this is fear of momentum, starting strong, then stopping, sabotaging progress because it feels destabilizing. Move forward slowly, but consistently, not explosively, not reactively, but intentionally. Shadow sides of this chariot. All right, let's get honest. Shadow chariot can look like hyper control, emotional armor, like I don't need anyone energy, hustle as self-worth, and winning at all cost, winning at the cost of intimacy, and using ambition to avoid feeling. In trauma language, the chariot becomes a tank instead of a vehicle. You're protected, but you're also isolated. Here's a good question for you. Are you moving forward, or are you just running away with style? In love, a secure chariot is two people moving toward a shared vision, passion and emotional safety, and independence without disconnection. A trauma chariot looks like attraction to emotionally unavailable partners, power struggles in relationships, I love you but don't slow me down, and fear of being emotionally steered by someone else. In an attachment dynamic, this is often the anxious avoidant chemistry. I know this dynamic all too well. One of you wants intimacy, the other wants control. One part of you wants intimacy for a while, then it wants control, and it's a back and forth struggle because your horses are going in two different directions. Love doesn't have to derail your life. It can co-drive it. When it comes to work, the chariot in career is massive. It indicates leadership, entrepreneurship, reclaiming authority over your path, and refusing to be passive in your destiny. But trauma adds nuance. Trauma adds the idea that if I succeed, I'll finally feel safe. If I'm impressive enough, I won't be abandoned. You have to choose success because it reflects who you are. Key question. Are you chasing success or embodying purpose? And generally, tripping over my tongue. I should come get on here like an hour before and go, blah, blah, blah. What is that you do, like when you're singing, anyway. There has to be one for speech too. All right, so when it comes in general, the chariot often appears when someone is redefining their self. It can mean leaving old environments, creating a chosen family, and building a life that reflects your inner truth. Through a trauma lens, you may have learned that this was unstable, conditional, or unsafe, so you became your own home. But the chariot asks, can you build a life where safety exists outside your armor too? When it comes to spirituality, the chariot is a rite of passage. It appears when your soul is ready to lead your life, not your wounds. Your intuition and logic are finally collaborating. Your horses are coming back together. Your destiny requires courage. It does not require perfection. All right, this card says you are no longer being pushed by fate. You are now steering it. But here's the cosmic twist. The chariot doesn't move unless the driver knows where they're going. Clarity teaches power. That Ace of Wands clarity is what you need. All right. When we look at the chariot, the fact that it came up after I drew that spread, I want you to look at I want to connect the dots a little bit. We had the Hermit, that's introspection. The Tower, the collapse. The Eight of Swords reverse was the liberation. The Justice is the truth. The Star, the healing. And now the Chariot is the embodied forward motion. It's what we've been talking about all week long. This is the moment after healing where you realize, I don't just want peace. I want momentum, but not the old momentum of survival. The new momentum of self-alignment. All right. If this card could speak in trauma language, it would say, you are no longer the person who was dragged through life. You are the person who decides where the road goes. It warns, though, power without emotional integration becomes another prison. The real victory of the chariot is not speed, not dominance, not control. It's coherence. That is our homework for the week. I believe we've been hearing most of this for quite a while now. So we're learning. We're getting there because we're no longer in the Eight of Wands or Eight of Swords upright. We've moved to the Eight of Swords reversed. We got this Chariot to work on all week. It's time for us to focus on what aligns with us. No more allowing the past to drive our future. What's gone is gone. We talked about the trauma responses for each situation. We know what our trauma was, and we know where our responses are coming from. But we also know that it's over. Those things aren't actually happening anymore. We have the choice to go from here and let them go. We don't have to live in a place where someone else's ideas and someone else's decisions and someone else's desires and their way of doing things become ours. This is our time for us. And when we can be ourselves fully and let go of all that fear of moving forward, when we can pivot and change direction, get on that chariot, bring the horses together, we can move forward through this year on that fire horse driving the chariot instead of leaving all that snake skin in the past. We don't need it anymore. All right, so that's all I have for today, other than our motivation for the week. Okay. Those readings have so much information by the end. I'm like, okay, I don't know what else to say. All right. I know that Micah wanted a soul meditation for the week. He requested one before he got in the shower. So even if he's just listening and not actually in the chat, that's fine. We'll give him his meditation for the week. Anyone else who's in the live chat, if you would like a meditation for the week, I haven't even said these. If you would like a meditation, personal meditation for the week, let me know. And okay, go away. I wish I could figure out how to turn off the notifications on my computer. One of these days I will get it. Nancy says she doesn't know who the driver of her chariot. Then get on and take control of them horses, man. Eye rolling and pivoting. The reason I keep making an issue about that word, it came up in the reading. It came up. It's been a week-long thing. And earlier today, I also got this notification on Facebook that I shared with Mike and Stephanie. I forgot to tag Diane in it, but it was for everybody that knows what I'm talking about, that word pivot has come up all week long. It's time to shift. It's just what it's telling us. It's time to shift. We got this. You guys know, if you are a watcher of the core, you know that we can't make this shit up. It just happens. All right, Micah. Am I willing? All right. You're on the edge of something great. Can you feel it? Yes, there is risk, uncertainty, and imperfections ahead. Failure is certain, and vulnerability is a requirement. You must be brave and trust yourself more than ever before. You will reach that dream, but you must stretch yourself into a whole new level of belief and willingness in order to move forward without courage. With courage. Did I say without courage? Yeah, move without that courage, would you? No, I'm just kidding. With courage. Your soul action for today is be brave. Follow your heart's compass and lift the lid on your own dreams. Today's mantra is, it's possible. All right, y'all, let me know. Is there anybody else that I can see here in the room that would like a personal soul meditation for the week? If not, I will give one for the group, and we will definitely have a soul, a meditation for the week as well. All right. All right. So, you're right. This is the soul truth. That's the soul meditation. I can't, you know what? There's too many souls in this room. All right. This soul wait, hold on a minute. All right, yeah. These are the soul truth. The other ones are the soul meditations. All right. So, the soul truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth. All right. This one is for the group. So, Etsy, I'm going to get you one too. It's the soul truth. Essie. All right, babe. You got, am I in my head or in my heart? What is the quality of your self-talk? Our brain is like a muscle. If we condition it daily, the fears and limitations will take over. Mastering our thoughts is about being the creator of your own life. Is this basically the whole reading here and summed up in one card that I could have read and then been done? I'm just kidding. Where your head meets your heart is where miracles happen. What has Diane been saying all week? We gotta do this. Where the head meets the heart is where everything happens. All right, today's soul action. Master your mind. Watch an inspiring video. Do some tapping. Why tapping? Okay, anyway. Read an empowering book or write out all the reasons you believe in yourself and your dreams. I hope that if you do sit down and write down all the reasons that you believe in yourself, that you can't finish that list, because you shouldn't be able to finish that list. All right, love you, girl. All right. Last soul truth of the day. This is for all of us. Am I focused on what I'm losing or what I'm gaining? Are you going through some change? Are you scared to let go because of what you might lose? What if you shifted your focus from what you might lose to what you might gain? Tapping it is. I'm glad, because I don't even know what that means. Maybe I'll do a TikTok live later and you can tap on the screen for like 30 minutes straight. There you go. Oh, sorry. Let me go back. All right. What if you shifted your focus from what you might lose to what you might gain? Endings are actually new beginnings. Your soul action is today, make a list of all the things you will gain from the change you are going through. Feel your heart, take a breath, and deepen into trust. Amazing things are coming. That's going to be a lot of writing for today, guys. You're going to be busy. I don't know what EFT stands for, so you're going to have to explain that to me. I'm too old. Oh, these cards all week long have been so crazy how they have come out for each show. But let us see. It can't be all of them. I know it could, but that's my homework now, is to figure out what EFT means. Thanks a lot. All right, let's look at this one in the book. I like this one. This one, I think we've had this one before, but we don't care because we need it every day. May you know joy. May you know joy in its depth and its boundlessness. The joy that comes in a blissful moment when time stands still and magic hangs in the air. The joy that comes from being the full expression of your highest self for your greatest good. Joy lives in your heart, and its greatness is a song, your song, the song of your soul, celebrating all of the universe and your sacred home in the center of it. Let's find some joy, guys. Let's do our work, because we know we're in the process of healing. We know we're starting to let go. We know we know what the steps are. If you're not sure where you're going yet, take some more time. Take some more time. Take some more hermit mode. Take what you need and figure it out. Only you can make you happy. And you deserve to be happiness. We're all entitled to be happy in life. And if you're in any situation, work, home, love, career, whatever it is, if you're not happy, you have options. It may not feel like it sometimes, but you do. Do some introspection. Listen to your intuition. Figure out what you want for you. And then get on that chariot and go get it. Okay, enough is enough. I love y'all. I don't know if I'm terrible. I forgot to check to see if Voices on the Rise is on tonight or not. Micah can let me know here in a second, probably. And if it is, who is on tonight? We'll be back Monday. Diane will be back. Okay, I didn't think so. There's no show tonight, so Diane will be back Monday morning for her second episode of The Bloom at 11 a.m. Not sure if I'm joining her or not because I don't know what the weather's going to be like here. It's a little different when you're living in an RV and you're about to have an ice storm than it is, in a house that probably won't have electricity, and we don't know what's going to happen. So, she will be here for sure at 11. I shouldn't say for sure, should I? She will be here at 11 a.m. Monday. Mike and I, hopefully I will, but Michael will be here Monday night for the messengers. And then we start all over again. Wait, Tuesday is Brindle's Vision at noon. Wednesday is Phoenix Talks at 6. Thursday, we'll be back with the group of us on the core at 11 a.m. And I'll be back here in a week for another episode of Illuminate. Y'all, I'm feeling good today. And I know that you guys know that it's been a while since I felt good. I want to pass this feeling on to the rest of you. Because we've all been through very similar traumas. We've all been through some of the same shit. We talk about it every freaking week on all the shows. But we have to start taking care of ourselves first. I love y'all. I'm so glad I could never do that before. I finally had to have Mike and Diane teach me. Anyway, let me pull up my QR code real quick. If I can find it so that, here we go. If y'all, I wanted to do the side-by thing. It didn't work. Anyway, about there. That links to all my stuff, all the podcasts, all the shows, all the radio station. It's all there. Reach out anytime you need anything from me. You can find me in one of those spots, and I'm always available. Well, say that. I will make space for you, I promise. I love y'all. I will see you soon. Have a fantastic weekend. Please try to stay warm and safe through all the storms, and have an amazing week. Love you too. Micah, thank you. Essie, love you. Diane, love you. Love you all at home too. And those of you listening on podcasts, love everybody. And I want you to love yourselves and have an amazing week. I'll see you later.
What's unseen now inside? What's unknown now ignite? Illuminate, illuminate. Through the fog, the stars away. Illuminate, illuminate. The path you seek, the steps you take.
Hey, this is Brindle Wolf.
And I'm Lunaria.
You're listening to Rise Awakenings, part of the Rise Radio Network where advice meets action.
We're here to spark your growth, lift your spirit, and help you crush your potential.
Rise awakening. hear the call. Through the static, we break the wall. Your station, your voice, where dreams awaken in blood. Rise awakening, now is the dawn.
Rise Awakenings. Let's rise together.